Welcome to the Squirrel Heat YouTube channel. Thank you again for tuning into another video of mine, and this is going to be a Manchester United versus Liverpool preview. Obviously this is a huge match for both teams. It's a very, very key match for both teams. We are literally next to each other in the league. We are not far away from each other in terms of points. I know Manchester United, I think, have 2 more points than us in the league. Every time we win, we go above them. Every time they win, they go back in front. So we are currently in 3rd, they are in 2nd. And look, it's massive. For me, this being, I think, after this game, we then have 8 games left of the Premier League to go. I think after this game, whoever wins it, if there is a winner at the end of this game, whoever wins it, I believe, will go on to finish 2nd in the league. It's a bold statement, I do know. I realise that. But I just feel that whoever wins this game comes out and they will finish 2nd in the league. Now, for me, obviously, with the brand new news that came out, I think, about a week or so ago, that from place 1st to 4th in the league, all go into the group stages. So that is massive. All of them go into the group stages. So there's no having to go through the qualification and such like that, like we had to against Hoffenheim this year. There's none of that. If you finish 4th, it is the exact same as finishing 3rd and 2nd. Obviously, if you finish 1st, you win the Premier League. So that's completely different. That's very different, and a much, it's a grand prize. That is an excellent prize. But if we finish 4th, magnificent. I think all it will change is what pots you go into for next year's Champions League draw and stuff like that. So the higher up that you finish, I believe you'll get, maybe not necessarily, I don't want to use the word favourable, but I think that could be the right word to use in this instance, in that you would get a draw that's maybe not going to give you the worst teams to come up against in Europe. So that's massive. I would still like us to finish 2nd. I still believe that we can finish 2nd, and I think that we should go for it as much as we can. So far right now, we're having a very good Champions League campaign. I know we had a draw last night, but I just think it was absolutely magnificent. The fact that we obviously smashed the first leg 5-0 against FC Porto, and we weren't troubled a great deal last night, and we didn't give them a lot of trouble because we didn't have to, and we still created a lot of chances. I think we had 13 shots and something like 9 on target or something like that. I can't actually remember the stat. I don't have it in front of me. But we had a lot more chances than they did. They had about maybe 9 chances or something like that and 1 on target all game. So we were very good at nullifying them. We didn't come out of the blocks. We didn't absolutely blitz them. Didn't get out of control. We were in control. We played very, very well. And to be honest with you, we've played well for quite a while now. Okay, and this is where I'm starting to get into the actual preview. This isn't a 3-minute preview, by the way, because this is a huge game. This is against our biggest English football rivals. I know we've obviously got the derby rivals with Everton. These guys are our biggest rivals. They are the biggest team in England, arguably people would say in the world, obviously. They are better than us in terms of their achievements and trophies and such like that as well, which isn't a nice thing to say as a Liverpool fan, but it is just fact. That is what it is. Manchester United, Monday Night Football, came up against Crystal Palace. And what I'm going to do is I've left this little space here so that I can put some images and such like that on to talk about what exactly happened in that game and why they managed to turn that game around and change it. So obviously, if anybody knows, after the first half, they were 1-0 down. Pretty much as about 48 minutes into 8 minutes, 48th minute of the game anyway, into the second half, they went behind or something like that. It might have been that, I'm not entirely sure on the time. It was Van Aanholt. They took a really quick free kick, caught them out, and David De Gea got done at his near post. That's not the first time he's been done at his near post recently either. Can't remember which game it was previous to this one, but they did get done at their near post as well, and I think he'd be really disappointed with that, the calibre of goalkeeper that David De Gea is. So obviously you're looking at it and you're thinking, first half, what was going wrong? There's no intensity. You're getting the players like Pogba and Sanchez, quality individual players, but without you set them in a formation and this is where they're going to play. They want to free roam, and it kind of like when you got one player that wants to free roam, that tends to be okay. You can deal with that because you've got people that can solidify or take their place or cover their place. You've got 2 players that want to kind of free roam, come in and out of their position. that's difficult, because then you're going to have to shift over formations, you're going to have to shift over, some players are going to have to play out of position to try and cover them, or if they don't cover them, that space or that area is just not covered at all. And you kind of see it like in the graphic that I've got here. What changed in the second half, they tended to go a bit more central by the looks of things here. You're seeing Pogba, Sanchez, Smalling having much more impact. Smalling actually being responsible for getting them to 2-1 with a header. And then obviously you had Lukaku. Scored a pretty good goal, I've got to be honest. I thought the chance had gone. Comes off the bar and it comes back to him, or it comes behind him. He turns, and he turns again. He's trying to dribble. He's trying to get the ball in the right position on his feet so he can have a go at the back of the net. And it worked for him. It really did work for him. And it got it in the back of the net, and it goes 2-2. And you're thinking, well, 2-2, they've brought it back. They've come back in, they've fought, and they've showed a lot more desire, attitude, and actually, you know, they were actually attacking. This is what they were doing. They were actually trying to attack, and it was working for them. Then, up pops the man. 91st minute, I think it was. Matic with an absolute screamer from well outside the box. And he'd done this a couple of times for Chelsea, but hadn't done it for Man United, I don't think. I think this was his first Man United goal. And it was an absolute screamer. It was an absolute peach. You cannot take it away from him. There's absolutely nothing you can take away from him from that one. He hit it obviously with his favoured left foot, but it's the way that he hit it as well. The ball looked like, basically, say the ball's here and his right boot's coming through, his left boot's coming through it. It's almost as if he sliced it on this side. The ball curves away from the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper sets off, but because of the trajectory of that ball, it was swerving, and it was perfect into the left-hand side of the goal. And it was a brilliant goal, and it's one of those nights for Manchester United where this could turn around for Man United, and this could be the reason they finish second this year over anybody else. In the fact that, have they turned a corner? Have they now been able to find a way to be able to, you know, find that extra little bit of fight? They've got the quality in the team. You cannot take that away from them. Whatever people want to say about Manchester United's players, and obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm hoping that this shows you how unbiased I like to try and be. You look at the likes of Lukaku, who, yes, he's not the best striker in the world. He's not the best striker in the Premier League, but he will score you goals if you feed him the right service. He will also try and create them himself sometimes. The one that he got against Palace here, yes, it was quite, you know, if he had missed it, it would have been a shocking miss. It would have been. But he was clever enough in the situation to read that, okay, there's too many defenders in my way, I've got to shift. And then they were diving all over the floor, and he made the space himself. He made them commit errors, he made the space himself, and he put it in the back of the net. You've got to look at Pogba as well. Pogba's getting an absolute hammering, even from Man United fans as well. Getting an absolute hammering about not putting in enough effort, enough this, that and the other. And, you know, they have to find a way to put him in the team and put him with people that are actually going to make him thrive. They have to do that. And they have to also figure out what is Sanchez's role. For me, I've always thought Sanchez was good in behind a striker, something like that. Or if you're going to play him anyway, you play him on the right-hand side. And when you've got someone like an Anthony Martial, you'd play him on the left because that's his strongest side and that's where he's been performing from. They have quality players. They've just got to start putting it together. And I say that, they've got to start putting it together. They're second in the league. So right now, statistically, because of that, they are the second best team in the league. Now, people are saying Liverpool are the second best team in the league, but we're actually third. So we are the third best because we're third in the league. Yes, we have a fantastic attack, and we score a lot of goals, but we're third for a reason. And that is no mean feat. I'm not slagging us off at all. I'm not slagging Liverpool off. I'm just saying we've got to be realistic here. People saying we're the second best team in the league. Why are we third then? Because we can't be. Now, coming into this game, Liverpool, we are on a very good run of form at the moment. I don't know how many wins we've had. We're unbeaten for quite a while. I think maybe, are we unbeaten since West Brom? Don't even know. Might be. And I think we are anyway. But we're playing well. And the reason that we're playing well is that we are maximising the talent levels and hard-working levels of our front three, being Sadio Mane, Firmino and Salah. Firmino is the linchpin of that front three. For anybody that doesn't know by now, who isn't maybe a Liverpool fan, if you're just checking out this channel now, if you don't know, Firmino is the linchpin of that front three. If you take Firmino out of there and you put someone else up front, it might work, but you have to see the work that Firmino does off the ball as well as on the ball to actually really appreciate what he does. He is the linchpin between that front three and whoever else is playing in behind and supplying that front three as well. Obviously, Salah is an absolute beast this year, and I'm hoping that he gets a goal against Manchester United. There's no reason why he shouldn't. He's got enough pace, enough technical ability and shooting ability as well to get one. Sadio Mane is looking good. He looks like he's getting back to his best. Didn't, you know, maybe people saying didn't perform against Porto. To be honest, he had the best chance of the night, hit the post. If it had gone in, it would have been a great goal. But it didn't. It hit the post. It happens. He's still playing very well, and he seems like he's a bit more positive in himself as well. Everybody else that we can play in the midfield is going to be pretty good as well, I think. Now, in terms of midfield, I reckon that we're going through... I reckon we'll obviously go with Emre Can, because he's playing out of his skin lately, which is ironic considering we might lose him in the summer. Well, anyway, that's another video for another time. I reckon we'll go with Emre Can. I reckon we'll go with... Who else have we got? I think we could even throw in Milner here, because Milner is actually really doing well, supplying players with chances. He's getting some good assists as well, but he's creating a lot of chances, which is surprising for me. So I'd put Emre Can, Milner. Now you could look at Lallana or you could look at Henderson. For me, I'm probably going to go with Henderson, because I think we're going to need that steel and hard work. Not saying that Lallana doesn't work hard, but I'm going to need that steel. The hard work and determination, basically the grit work, the dog work, everything like that. You're going to need that in that deeper lying position in front of the back four, I should say, because when you've got the likes of Sanchez, most likely Martial will be playing, Lukaku, such like that. You're going to need a little bit of support in front of that back four, and I think he'd be the person to do it. Back four for me, I think it's going to be pretty much the same as it has been recently. Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think you're going to see Lovren, Virgil van Dijk and Andrew Robertson. I think that speaks for itself as a Liverpool fan. And Karius in goal. Enough said, because that's pretty much what you're seeing right now. Is that I could have told you that starting 11 from any of our previous games that we've had recently, where we've been able to, we haven't had many games in succession. I could have told you that from any part. I really could have. And the reason that it's that easy is because now we're finding a pattern of consistency. And I know it's really quite late on in the season to find consistency, but if you find it at any time in the season, it is good. So, I mean, that would be absolutely fantastic if we go with that. I think it's a very positive lineup if we go like that. There's no reason not to go with that lineup. And I think if we can start how we do in games, and we start, measured, and we start professional, we don't go out there and try and blitz them. If we don't get caught up in the moment, in the match itself, let's not get caught up in all of that. Let's take the match to them. We're playing at Old Trafford. It's no joke. It's a big pitch. But all that means for me, that's more space for Salah, that's more space for Mane, that's more space for Firmino. That's all that means to me. I'm looking at that as a positive. A lot of people would look at it as like, oh, that's a negative. No, that's a positive for me. You give them guys more space, you give them more space to work in, you're giving them a little bit more, you're giving them a little bit extra to work with, and that for me is a massive positive. Now, obviously it depends again. I don't know how Man United are going to set up. I don't know if Eric Bailly is back from injury. I don't know if they're going to use Rojo or if he's injured or anything like that. I think if you go with Chris Smalling, you've got to play to his weaknesses, and recently he has been quite a weak link for them. Anyone else? I don't know. Lindelof looks like he's coming into some form. Young. For me, Young, if he keeps dedicating himself and getting forward, we have to exploit that side. Now, Young is left back, so Young would be playing on the side of Salah. So I would love Salah to rinse him day after day after day. Will it happen? I don't know. I think it could. Definitely think it could. Absolutely. And I'd really want him to do that, because problem with Young is, because he's probably used to being played as a winger for a long time, now he's playing as left back, he commits himself to, staying up. He gets caught up the pitch sometimes. Can we take advantage of that? I think we can. People used to take advantage of it with us, with Alberto Moreno. So, we could certainly do the same thing. Antonio Valencia against Sadio Mane, that's going to be one hell of a battle, I think. And then you'll have most likely what I would say Firmino versus Smalling and Lindelof. Could be an interesting battle there, because Smalling can certainly hold his own against pretty much anybody. Then obviously all you've got to get past then is David De Gea. You know, it's not a big ask there, is it? It's not a big ask. But no, you know, Big Dave is just, he's a ridiculous goalkeeper. He's the best goalkeeper in the world, but we can't let any of that put us off giving the best that we can and giving him the best that we've got. And if you know what, if we give the best that we've got and we come out of there with a draw or a loss, if we've given it 100%, you can't really ask more than that. You really can't. I'm hoping, obviously, I'm really hoping and wishing that we can go there, get the victory, and then we can go on. I think after that, Chelsea is a good few games away after that, so it gives us hopefully a good, nice little, you know, platform to go on, maybe secure second place. But look, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. This is a tough match. This is a big match. I'm gonna go for a 3-2 victory for Liverpool. It's bold. It's at Old Trafford, but I don't care. I think we will concede goals, but I think we're going to win 3-2. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Let me know what you think. If you're a Man United fan, if you're a Liverpool fan, if you're anything in between or anything outside of, let me know what your thoughts are ahead of this game. It's a massive game, and I hope it doesn't turn out to be one of those like Bordeaux, Mourinho, park the bus jobbies. Anyway, let me know what you think. Get your comments in, and let's have a discussion. If you've liked the video, do subscribe, like the button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Can you subscribe as well? What else have I got to say? Oh, thank you ever so much, as always, and I'll catch you later.